broke his own hand on the guy's face and was just like, whatever. Just walked it off. Sometimes it's too much crazy. That way you can't be friends with crazy.
No, you can't.
No.
Not gonna happen. You can try and be okay. Like, hi, how's it going? And then you walk away. That's it. That's how you deal with crazy. Especially when you see like a crazy ex-girlfriend, you just be like, I'm off. Like that's how you gotta deal with it. Anyway, let's see. What do we got to talk about? GameKey, tell me about indie games. What's new on the indie game scene? Let's talk about
Indie games? Well, Mighty Number 9 came out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us are like, yeah.
The fourth
So we
silent dude
did-
in the corner. It's all good, Nifty Warrior. Like
Yeah,
I said,
it-
that's what we got the
it's-
chat for. We encourage you guys to chat because you guys can get in on the conversation.
Yeah, Nifty word. Feel free, guys. I mean, that's what this is for.
Sometimes
But yeah,
we just kind of fill in there in case there's nobody chatting.
recently I got to check out Breached. Breach it looked awesome.
Is
I'm
that
not
the one
gonna-
where you wake up in space and you gotta like fix your stuff?
You have to.
That's like
I
a
wouldn't say
mystery?
you wake up in space, like you're already like in a set world, but it's like a text adventure, and then you use your mouse to explore for resources and parts.
I think I got a copy of that from Terminals.
And,
I just haven't checked it out yet.
I was, I will say, I was a little put off by it after everything, because I thought they were bringing way more to the table than what I got. I was like,
they said something about it's better the second time you play it. That's what I heard. And that was from the developers. They were like, it's like you knowing the stuff that you know when you play it the second time, that it makes it more interesting. Kind of like when you watch Napoleon Dynamite, the first time you're just like, this kind of sucks, and then like the second time you're like, oh, that's funny.
yeah, and I get it, and I'm probably gonna have to revisit it again soon, and then give like an actual real legitimate review on it, because I do like text adventures to an extent. I do want to know the story behind a lot, because you kind of don't know why you're in your predicament. You kind of like, shit, I'm gonna run out of oxygen in 8 days. We need to go get these parts. Let's
Right.
start looking for like like robots that are chilling on the map to go get the cache. And you got to stay away from the orbs of whatever color they happen to be, just so
Right.
your robot doesn't malfunction. But that's what I got from that. And Mighty Number 9, I will say, like you have 20XX. I feel like 20XX is actually better than Mighty Number 9.
That's what I felt. I read some reviews on
And-
Mighty Number 9, and people were like, this is not like your 2D scrollers. This is not what you think it's going to be like.
Yeah, like Mighty Number 9, when it was not only kickstarted, in the beginning, and then showcased what I played at TwitchCon last year, it feels a lot different now.
I thought Mighty Number 9 was an anime, or there was something else where it was Number 9, Cyborg Number 9, or something like that.
Oh,
and it
Cyborg
feels like a
9.
it's like a parallel crossover kind of thing.
It wasn't like that. It was actually like it wanted to be Mega Man.
Okay.
So you play as Beck, and your sister's name is Call. Beck and Call. I was like, really? But you saw where they went with
like
that
rock and
joke.
roll in the Japanese versions of Mega Man
Yeah.
and bass.
And, I was still like color was okay, but it felt dingy. Like everything just was like bland. And then the playstyle was like, this wants to be Mega Man, but then it's like you must speed run this. And I was like, what if you don't want to speed run? What if that's not your goal and you kind of want to explore to see if you're like missing a piece of equipment or something?
Right.
And I didn't get that vibe from the game at all. It was like rush, 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 get on the leaderboard, or that's not the point of the game at all, and you're going to be disappointed. And I actually was disappointed. I did play it off stream because I was excited for it back in February when it was supposed to launch. And then it was like, we're pushing it back. We're pushing it back. We're pushing it back. And then it finally came out, just recently.
Mm-hmm.
And the hype, there was a lot more hype for the game than what we were given. That's what I feel happened. Like the hype kind of ruined it. If they would, if
And that seems to happen a lot for these indie games. They do a better job of promotion than they do of actually making the game. To me.
Right.
Or they don't offer enough content. Like they'll focus on like, okay, this is just the storyline, or this is just the multiplayer for it, and then they don't give you enough options.
Yeah, like when it first came out, it was like it did a really good job of you have solo speed running, you have co-op speed running. The level is gonna change because yes, there are needs, but at the same time, you can't reach this area, that area without co-op, and you can't meet these goals without co-op. So solo run had different standards. Got it.
Yeah, no, I like the exploratory availability in like Mega Man X because it was like you're always looking for these little secret rooms, and if you're trying to speed run, you're not going to catch these things. Like sometimes you had to go back, and sometimes you could skip parts. You wouldn't get Zero's gun until the end, you know what I mean? But you could unlock all the chambers and get the upgrade, and that way when you did get Zero's gun, it was even better. You know what I mean? Like the first 10 times you played through the game, all you had was X-Buster, and then you finally get Zero's gun. You're like, oh yeah, this is the most amazing thing, and then you unlock the Hadoken, and you're just like, what have I been doing with my life? You know what I mean? Like it's
I remember the Super Nintendo Mega Man X, and I remember getting the armor, like completing the armor, and you were like, oh my god! Like you looked cool. You felt like your character could just kick all sorts of butt all over the place.
Yes.
And that you actually were physically stronger. Like your little pew 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 you could sit and power it up, and it was like 2 or 3 times as strong as the original blast.
Right.
And you were like, yes!
That was like the only way you could beat the game, because you try and beat Sigma and it was like, good luck, X-Buster won't do it. You can, but it's gonna take 5 ever. And then like, I like how they made it so like the gun that one-shots people still wouldn't one-shot Sigma. You had to hit them 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I was like, that's a good add-in there. That's what I like to see from these side-scroller games, because they're just not bringing more to the table. You know what I mean? Like you just can't beat the original. And now, or sometimes they focus too much on the tutorial. That's why I liked the tutorial from 20XX. It was like, use this to jump. You can click on walls. You can get upgrades. Okay, go. And that was it. That was the whole tutorial. Whereas in Mega Man X, it was like, do, 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 and it just teleports you in, and you start running. Like, go. Figure it out. Press buttons, see what happens. And they never told you anything. That's why it felt more rewarding when you finally got the good gun and stuff like that. Which is what I'd like to see. I like how 20XX says that they have like different weapons all the time. They're coming out with different stuff all the time. Like it's going to be different drops because it's RNG. And they have kind of more of a every run is different kind of feel.
That's going to be cool.
That's going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to play and I'm going to do some gameplay of it and put it on YouTube soon. But
I just booked our hotels, by the way.
Okay. Message me what your PayPal is and I'll send it to you.
No problem.
And that's for TwitchCon. So if anybody out there is going to TwitchCon, let us know. We can hang out IRL.
Like meet and greet, and potentially, if anything, I would totally love to like go out to dinner, like at a restaurant, like preferably with big, like large group seating, and have like a big meet and greet dinner.
That would be nice.
So should we just tell all our viewers that are going to TwitchCon, like, you should just meet us up and we'll have a meet dinner with?
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna put it out there, because I have some other streamer friends that are out there that said they wanted to do the same thing, so we can get people together and we can just like talk about it a couple weeks beforehand and be like, all right, we're all gonna go to this restaurant, meet us there if you want to go, and then the party name is gonna be whatever, and then we'll put it on Twitter.
Maybe we should do HushCon in our bedroom.
HushCon? I don't know. as long as
there's gonna be what, like 8 of us?
I don't know. There's some other places that I was talking to. I was talking to Striker and his wife, and they said they have like a big outdoor area, and we can go over there. It's real close to where it is, so I don't know. We'll find something to do. I'm sure we're gonna get into trouble. I'm sure we're gonna have the fun times. I'm sure I'm gonna drink too many beers. It's gonna be good.
I'm not making the mistake I did last year at TwitchCon, where I got with Operation Supply Drop and a bunch of the streamers for the World of Warships launch party, and apparently I tried to outdrink
here we go.
Supply Drop's chief operating officer, Mr. Ray Whitaker on Twitter, Ray W. Guys, he's awesome. He's actually an awesome person.
Was this at War Gaming where we were drinking ourselves stupid?
Yeah, World of Warships. Yeah. And they
that?
had that luge thing that had like that awesome berry drink in it.
Yeah.
It was like me and King Bio, and it was like I'd finish mine, and he's like, "Want to go get another one?" Sure. And then like I'd get done with that.
That's me. I'm the guy that encourages everyone else.
Like Ray looks at me and is like, "You want another one?" Sure. And like he'd go grab one for me and one for him. So then I ended up with 2 drinks in my hands, and I'm just smashing them. I apparently left with, like, they were closing the Wargaming party. They were closing it down, and no one grabbed the gift bags. What was really cool about them is you got a pin, a World of Warships one-of-a-kind gaming pin in these things. So I had, like, 40 of these little, like, satchel bags. They were, you know, little, like, Crown Royal. Like, that's what I can refer to it right now. It's a little string bag, and it's about the size of your palm. You know, you had some saltwater taffy, the pin, and that was it, pretty much. Well, I stuffed my pockets.
This guy took them all.
And left. And then I was using them as bargaining chips everywhere I went in San Francisco that night. I somehow ended up leaving that party, and I found Cream and Easy Pre, and Cream's manager was with him. I ended up drinking with those guys and having a good night. We ended up in a bar, and they were like, "Sir, you can't wear your hat." I was like, "What? Wait, you're kidding,
Why?
right?"
No, that's a rule at a lot of bars now.
Yeah,
it's
Gang
that's-
affiliation.
You couldn't wear a cap. That's what they were saying. You can't wear head caps.
Push my joystick 666. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't know why Twitch alerts isn't working, but it might come up in a minute.
And so like that's what happened. This is after drinking copious amounts of alcohol with the guys at the Wargaming party. They're like, "Hey, you're drinking rum and coke, right?" "Yeah, sure." And they hand me one. And then I remember drinking it. And apparently I drank like 2 or 3 more because they kept handing me drinks as they kept buying more drinks for themselves. And Cream is a big dude in real life. He's like 7 foot. Because I'm 5'4", and it seemed like he towered over everybody. And he was smashed.
Yeah,
but
no caps, no
think-
trainers. They have things like sometimes you have to wear a collared shirt depending on what bar you're going to. Sometimes you have to wear a belt. I'm just like, what? Like, they make exceptions. Like, if your pants aren't sagging and shit like that, they don't say anything. But if they are, they're like, you have to have a belt to come in. And they piss people off left and right. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, but they don't check me for guns when I walk in. What?
I know, right?
Not as
And,
of yet. Like,
I remember waking up. Apparently, my roommate came and got me because I didn't know where I was when I was drinking with those guys. I remember borrowing the phone, and apparently I didn't speak any English, but I could text. And I sent him
What?
how does
the
that work?
name of the place. Like, apparently I was so gone that everything was slurred. It was bad. And he came and got me.
We've all been
and
there.
then I tried to like bring anyone and everyone to our room. Like, hey, yeah, come with us, party. And I don't remember none of that. Apparently, I emptied my pockets right there in public of almost all of these World of Warship like gift bags.
You were like a walking pinata.
Well, the thing
That's
is,
right. We had all those bags too. I forgot.
yeah, and I'm a little disappointed because the pins I could have traded for other pins because I was like, sweet, I could get the ones that I wanted, and now I screwed that up. I didn't go to the 3rd day of TwitchCon until like 2 in the afternoon. I was so hungover. It was so bad. So I'm not drinking this year like that. I'll
I'm
have a
lit. What are you talking about? Me and Josh are gonna be so lit. It's gonna be
Oh
fun.
yeah, I'm planning on we're gonna stay sober until we stop working at Samson, and then it's gonna be gone.
I know we're gonna be like, all right.
And
we're done,
even
let's
even
go.
that's like iffy. Like if I'm sitting in the booth for 4 hours, I'm gonna be like, time to get a drink.
I know, right? Hey, time to go drink, Josh. All right.
bring me back one.
Actually, see, we got once I do with this deal on Tuesday, then I think what we're gonna have to do is really figure out what games are, because I have my cyber game, so we can play some Dead by Daylight live from TwitchCon.
Okay.
It's great. We can also do, I think, a little bit of Ark.
Malt says he's not gonna drink this year. Or drink as much this year. Famous last word. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm totally not gonna get smashed at TwitchCon. Kappa. Like
It's